Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, you can hear me. Let's get rid of that and go over to comments. Hey, you guys. So yeah, let me know. I assumed I got everything hooked up right, all that. So I saw we have Sue, awesome, Cindy, Gloria, welcome, welcome. So yeah, just let me know that everything's good. So yeah, Sue, I got a fun surprise from Cindy too. And I was gonna show you guys. It's yeah, cute stuff to work with, right? So all right, I'm gonna assume everybody can hear me. And we got some eyeballs, so people are coming in. Awesome. I just got home a few minutes ago, like maybe 10 minutes ago, but I'm set, ready. Hey Lisa. Awesome. Okay. So welcome. ToniStamps, that's me. You can hear me just fine. Thanks, Lisa. So it's Thursday, and I'm here as opposed to last week when my stomach was acting up. I don't know what that was all about, but I finally felt better by Saturday. So I had hopes all weekend of, oh, I'm gonna come on like Sunday afternoon. That didn't happen. Then Monday afternoon. Nope, that didn't happen. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till Thursday. Everything's ready anyway. Um, so yeah. Hey, Jamie Gibbs. So yeah, I believe catalogs should have started arriving last week. So now I have to update like my notes that I wrote for myself because this was all last week's notes. Hey Carol, awesome. Um, so yeah, Jamie told me what maybe 2 weeks ago that you got yours. I can't remember. Hey Penny. So they are hitting the streets. So hopefully you got those. The other thing is, hey Nancy, the PDF. So with all the online exclusives now, they're finally got with the program and are making a PDF so that we don't all have to try to scramble to make our own PDF. So I put a link to that yesterday on Facebook and on Instagram. So you can see, and that's only from like the September online exclusives moving forward. So all the other stuff like July and before that, like there's no PDF for that. So that you just got to find online. But I do like that they're doing that. So I think they should have had something like that from the start because it's kind of catalog-ish and it's hard to find stuff if you don't know what you're looking for. And you could miss things because I know sometimes when depending on the order that things show up, when I just go to like new items, I might not always see everything. So the PDF is good. Um, Another thing I wanted to tell you, I saw somebody else's video and they were making the sweet and spooky boxes. So that was the treats box kits. It's like 15 little boxes. Those are bigger than I thought. So hey Gail, so I had thought, oh, I'm gonna get those because 15 is like just what I need for work people. Well, then I forgot, and I was at Walmart on Monday, and I bought other things. I bought like their like Halloween treat cups, and then the bags, put stuff in. So I'm gonna do a thing. One of the weeks is gonna be like Halloween treat things, but it's not gonna be using the sweet and spooky kit because now I don't need it. But anyway, if you were looking at it, they're bigger than I expected. Boop boop boop. Card kits. So I put a link to the new kits that came out today too, or yesterday. I think it was today. I can't remember what day already. The holiday's throwing me off. But we've got the Christmas card kit. It's called Road to Christmas. Super cute. So it's 8 cards and only $14. So with that one, there's no stamping. It's all like just, pop things apart and assemble. But you can always start with that and add things to it. Like if you want to stamp and emboss your own greeting, go for it. Lisa, when you clicked on new items, it showed you maybe 2 pages, then older stuff started showing up. Very discouraging. Yeah, so that's what I don't like is that I don't know what their sorting algorithm really is. I always sort newest to oldest, and I guess that's my default. But I also like to view their default is like 30 items, and I pick 90. But still, some of the things I get a little bit confused because I know I've seen all the things on pre-orders anyway. But something showed up, like the water painters showed up as a new item. I'm like, those things aren't new. Hey, Deb, the water painters aren't new, but apparently they went out of stock and I didn't even realize that. And then there was a thing where they may not come back. I don't know. But I agree, Lisa, that the lookout when you're looking at the new stuff, it doesn't seem to be in a great order. And I would encourage everybody to send all that kind of stuff to Stampin' Up because we send it and I don't know that they even care. Hey Marlene. Um but yeah, I've noticed wonky stuff too when I'm trying to sort and look through things. All right, so the Christmas card kit, Road to Christmas. Then there was another one, and I didn't write it down, but I shared the link yesterday. Oopsie, on my Facebook page and the Instagram. It was all in the same post. It's like a card kit, and then there's a box that you can like put stuff in. I like the cards and the stamps with it, but I have no need for that little box because I have more than 8 cards that I would need to put in said box. So, but that would be a great project. Maybe send somebody in college or kids, grandkids. I think it's all inclusive. So there's a stamp set, there's an ink spot, there's all the things you need, even adhesive, all that. So those 2 kits, paper share. So I have one more. I have 1 share left. So if somebody wants it, let me know. Email me. It's $53, and then if you need shipping, it's $9. And that is, I mean, there's a link I've shared on my blog. And I think I put it on Instagram too. I can't remember. Too many things with all the online stuff. But anyway, that is all the new papers from the September through December catalog, which is a lot of good papers, and the September online exclusives, which I really love all of those. So that's that. And then you get some free ribbon and a couple of the cards. There's some plaid cards that you've seen in the catalog. So you get one each of those. And then we're still trying to get subscribers for Sue's page. So I think I can't remember if I put the link in my description or not. Maybe somebody can post the link to her page in um, YouTube. That would be great. So, oh, thanks, Marlene. So yeah, Sue needs 50 subscribers so that she can go live on YouTube versus Facebook, since Facebook is cutting us out of keeping our lives videos for longer than 30 days. So anyway, I think she's 11 away. So if people can subscribe, and then just she gets her to 50, and then she can start. I'm trying to open this ribbon that I just got. Then she can start doing her lives on YouTube. And really, like Sean pointed out, you don't even need to watch a video if you don't want. Like, if it's, give her a try, but she first has to get to that 50. All right. So, Lisa, you shared. Yeah, a lot of people have been sharing it, and that's awesome. And she's getting closer for sure. So, okay, let's get to it. We're going to use Sunrise Sailing tonight. Let me get down to solo layout. So, I know I think Jamie was asking me what we were doing today, and I said, it's sailboat stuff. So I'm not really into sailing. We're not into sailing. We're not outdoorsy people. But I do like the greetings in this. And at the time I got this, I didn't have any retirement things, and I needed that. But that's kind of where I was going with this anyway. Like, sailing off into the sunset. Like, it'll make some good cards. So you don't necessarily have to be into sailing, but anyway, I'm sure you may have some other boat. Maybe you've got a fishing boat or something that you can take these ideas and run with it. So we're using that, and then it comes with the dies and this 3D embossing folder. So let's get to it. And oh, you know what? Let me make a note, because I did want to show you some cards that I've gotten and the cute things Cindy sent me. Let me make myself a note and put it up on my iPad. And we'll do that at the end. I'll say show cards and Cindy's. All right, let me put that up here. And oh, of course, I wrote it on the wrong side. Hey, Sandy, we're just getting started. So we're using Sunrise Sailing tonight, dies and embossing folders, but use whatever you may have. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to focus on was just using the die cuts. So with these dies, let me bring these back. We can cut like the base of the boat and then the different sails. So that's what I did with those. And I tell you, when I glued these together, see this teeny tiny, let's go over here. See this teeny tiny piece of the pecan pie. That's like, whatever that part is of the boat. When I made some of these before, I had the sails like up higher. So this part was kind of exposed. Oh, that's when I made that other card with the sailboats, the box card. So it was real flippy floppy. So I brought the sails down a little bit. So that gives that a little bit more stability. Oh, Sandy, yeah, I saw that you got your package. Awesome. You're going to love all those papers. They are pretty. All right, so let's do, we're doing pecan pie. And again, I will have my blog updated with measurements, etc. on probably by Sunday. Carol, the problem you have with YouTube is that you can't comment on any videos. Even when you've subscribed, it may have that you haven't joined pay. So no, Carol, I don't pay for YouTube. I think maybe I don't know if they changed the rules if they want you to have a Gmail account. But I know mine, like my account that I use even for this, I've got a Yahoo account associated with it. So maybe it has something to do with your email. I might look at that. But that's all they want you to do is have an email account. But maybe they have changed it to where they want you to use Gmail since like YouTube and Google are like married now. Hey Rose, I would try that maybe. Look at your account that it wants you to log in with. Okay, so pecan pie. Then I took, this is one of the papers from the Beautiful Gallery papers, which is these florals. Let's grab it. These ones that have this nice big floral print. But they had this with the boats too, and I like that. So this, we're gonna let the paper do most of the work. So this designer piece is cut 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I wanted just a teeny tiny smidge of a border. Like see how we can barely see the edges of that pecan pie. So that's where I was going with that. I wanted the full layer, but for some reason that bothers me. So I just trimmed it down a smidge. So 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And you cut it to where we have some of these boats. All right, let's see if I can get this down straightish. There we go. All right, and then white for the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. I really like when the designer paper, like you can get that whole background. All right, there's the base. Then I had these cutoffs from, when I trimmed it down. So you can either add these like to the inside. Excuse me. You can add this little strip. This would be good if you wanted to create a pocket. So like if you wanted to put a gift card in here, you would glue 3 sides and then you'd be able to tuck in, your gift card. Or this one, I could just glue it this way just to give it a little bit of extra oomph. And is this one trimmed better? Oh yeah, I like this one. All right, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to go at the very edge. Yeah. So I'll cover up the very bottom of that piece of white. So just use your scraps, however you want. All right, that is good. And you could also take these and add these bits to your envelope if you wanted. That's not really going to cover the whole flap, but yeah, I generally keep these around for a little bit and I make a little pile and I trick myself into thinking that I'm going to use them later for something. And then I end up with a big something like this that has lots of scraps and random bits and bobs. And then I end up throwing it away eventually. So right now I'll put it in the save for later pile. but that really might mean throw it out later. Okay, so then I die cut the 2 sizes of boats, and I'm just gonna put them right here. Like, so they're kind of like, they look like they're on the water. And obviously the scale is not quite right, but that's okay. And let me flip this around so I can get my dimensionals, because I do want to pop them up. And then we're going to add a greeting. And I can tell I'm going to have to get, you know what, I've got some minis. So the problem with my mini dimensionals, scale looks fine. Well, good. Problem with my minis, and Jamie noticed this the other day, like, they're not the same height necessarily as your regular dimensionals, and also my paper pumpkin dimensionals. Seems like the paper pumpkin ones to me are thicker than the ones that we buy. So just something to note that, yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. All right, let's do this, and let's get another one right up here. And so these little bits here, I do want to get, I'm just going to cut the edge off of this side. Okay. So then this gives me, I'll still have the little halves, like half dimensionals, but now I can cut a little bit of that. And you don't have to go crazy with the dimensionals, but I don't want the bottom to just be flopping around. All right, and then we'll cut a little piece for this one. And then I will save that because I will use it for sure. All right, then we're gonna do our greeting. Oh, and the colors for the boats, by the way, I believe Secret Sea and Pecan Pie. So for the greeting, I'm going to use Secret Sea ink on this scrap of Pecan Pie. And you could use black. If you don't have Secret Sea, you could use Night of Navy. It's close enough. All right, so we're going to go there. And right there. Nice. And then my greeting, I'm probably going to come in here. So let's put these small ones away. So the greeting, what did I pull out? I think I pulled out, yeah, congratulations. Just because I already made the retirement cards that I need for this year. So we'll do congratulations. And I'm just going to put this at the bottom. Oh, boo. So look, I got a little bit of ink, like too much ink on there. I'm going to redo that because that's going to bother me. Okay. Let's try it again. Flipsies. And I'm not even pressing. It's just, you know, how juicy. See, look. Can you see a little bit of ink? That's not going to do anything though, but all right, let's try it. I still got it. I must be pressing too hard. This is going to drive me nuts. All right, finally. That's one thing I gotta say. I never really had that kind of problem with red rubber stamps. Like, they're always cut deep enough. I think the problem is when they make these photopolymers, sometimes it's not deep enough. All right, so I'm gonna cut this straight. I can get my scissors in there. And then ripsies. And toss and toss. Now I want to add a little bit of this ribbon. So I got this, the Secret Sea ribbon last month when it was on sale. I love it. This faux linen. Really like it. All right, so I want to trim that edge. And what I want to do is, you know what, let's run some So this is Fast Fuse, which is, you know, an old tape. But I still have a bunch of them. So I want to run, let's do like this. So I want the tape on there, and oh, you know what? Let's give it a couple of waves since I cut it like extra long. So like think of ruffles. So just fold it up and fold it over. So we have like that. And then it's just like 2 little ruffles. That's good enough. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I really like that. And then I'll have to do some dimensionals. And I can tell now I should have put this boat a little bit higher, but who knew? In my head, it all worked out. And it's going to work out here too. Okay. So yeah, you guys, we ended up going to see Leonard Skinner on Sunday night. They were at the local casino here. So we were like last minute Lucy. But they are always a good show and a good time. I'm going to add some of, oh, here they are, the birds. I already had that out. Hey, Peggy. So I want to add a couple of the birds just because there's like nothing really up here. And let's do 3. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I like that. And then we'll do a little couple of gems. So yeah, if you don't have a sailboat, maybe you have a fishing boat, maybe you have a canoe, maybe you have different paper. So just start with a paper that's, you know, kind of got a built-in design and add whatever you need accordingly. So for this, I was between the in color dots and these ones that are just called low profile sparkle dots. I kind of like those better. They have different shimmers. Like this is sparkly. I don't know if you can tell that. A little bit sparkly. And this is kind of just like bug eye shiny. Like, you know how spider, their eyes look, they've got a different iridescence to them. So I'm going to use these ones. So let's do 1. We'll keep it kind of close. 1, 2, 3. And these ones I tend to have to like go under or pop it up a little bit to get it off of this plastic sheet. Oh, nice. And I think there's just the 2 sizes. All right, and one more. I like that. I could probably do some more gems there, but this is good. All right, so that is just using really the die cuts. And adding a few of the little, you know, like that, the birds and the greeting. I'm digging it. Okay, so that's our first card. Then next we're gonna make an easel card. And for this one, I brought in the Everyday Arches dies and the Boho Vibes paper. Now I will tell you, I messed up and this is the largest size of the Everyday Arches. And actually, let me show you just so you have an idea of how big this really is. I meant to use the largest and then the next largest, but for some reason I skipped one. And then I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go back and redo it. But so looking at the front of a card, like this is how big the largest size of this Everyday Arches is. So thanks, Carol. So that's that. So easel card. So we've got this boho. I'm just gonna glue this on. And you can do this with any shape. All right, we're just doing the arches because it went with the arches in this, you know, like rainbow of that pattern. All right, now I already stamped and die cut the boat and I used the black ink. I'm just gonna add like the sails and stuff. But the base of our card, so you know with an easel card, we need the base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 2 3/4 and then 5 1/2. So we want to fold these. All right, the thing with the easel card is it's going to stand like this, and we need another layer here. Well, that's where I'm going to use this. Okay, so when it lays flat, it'll be like this, and then it'll pop up to be our easel. So this covers most of the card front. All right, I want to add a couple little bits. So I took these two pieces are 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. So pretty thin border as well. And then I put them in the embossing folder, and I just put them in random places so they don't match up, right? So see here, the boat's over here. Here it's on this side. This doesn't matter because it's going to get covered up anyway, okay? I just wanted some of this water peeking out and some of the clouds up there. And you could emboss it with anything you wanted, really. And this is cloud cover, by the way. So let's go. And if you want to ink blend the side, the edges, go for it. I just want the embossed look, like for the background. All right, and then we're going to add our bottom piece. You could also just use designer series paper if you didn't want to get out your embossing folders. All right, so that's our base. Then we're going to glue this one on. Now, when we attach this, we only want to put glue on this part because it's going to flip up like that. All right, that's a sideways view of an easel card. Lisa, the repair guy came on Tuesday replacing the wire from the pole to the house in the basement. Oh, that's for your internet, right? Yeah, hopefully that's fixed and that's a good deal. It would drive me crazy if I had internet issues for as long as you've had. You're a trooper for sticking it out. All right, let me get this down. Now, you could also pop this up if you wanted. I'm just gluing it flat because I think I'm going to pop up my sailboat. Okay, piece for the inside. So once we do this, this is 4 by 5 1/4. And as happens for some reason, I don't know, whenever I do long cards like this, it just seems a little wonky. Like, see the sides look a little bit bigger. And yeah, I'm going to fix that. So I need to trim a little bit more off of the 5 1/4 side. Let me just get this in here. I'm going to do like a 1/16. I think that's why I don't care for making 4 1/4 by 11 cards, is because they never, something's always just a little bit off. And I cut everything straight, like my guillotine cutter is straight. It's got to be the paper. All right, so that's our inside. And like I said, yeah, we're going to add, I want to add the sails to this one, and I'm going to go ahead and use Secret Sea. I feel like I only pulled one of the sails out. I had all these stamps, on the box. Okay, oh, it's one stamp for both of them. All right, I think that's, I should have put that up a little bit further. Wah, wah, that's fine. Okay, then we'll take a, let's see, let's do a marker. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to grab my browns and do, let's grab whatever this one is, 400. Good enough. Just want to color this. Yeah, I don't know what all the colors are supposed to be. All right, and then I want a darker one, 200. So we'll just do a little bit of darker bit. Just so we have a little bit of difference. Okay, that'll settle in. And then actually, so this yellow, I believe, is daffodil. So this is from the Boho Vibes pack. And let's just look at the back of that real quick. Daffodil Delight. Okay. I thought it might have had Darling Duckling as well, but daffodil's fine because I wanted to add some extra yellow. So this is my old daffodil that is running out, but I'm going to keep it till the bitter end. Although we might be here sooner than later. Yikes. I am really smashing this to get every little bit out. Okay. All right, that's good. And then I might do the other side with the boho, not the boho, the cloud cover. So I haven't been paying attention to the marker sales, like if they've run out of anything since they announced that they were going to get rid of them. But frankly, they haven't been big sellers anyway, which is unfortunate because I like these better. I mean, just because I think that, you know, they're cheaper, I would use them more. But if you're a big colorer, then obviously the blends are your friend. Okay, so again, I want to add some ribbon right across here. Oh, that's gonna be cute, 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 cute. This would be a good time for a ruffle as well. You know what? I'm gonna save this. So to add a ruffle freestyle, you need either tear and tape or the red sticky strip tape. And I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna go like right here. I smell bacon downstairs. Okay, so let's burnish this down, peel it up. So you're gonna keep your ribbon on your spool, and I'm gonna start with it, attach it to this side. Then take, this is the way I do it anyway, take a stylus or, you know, a pen, something that you can just, you want to grab this and pull it and press your ribbon down. So you get that, ruffle. So let's see if I can do this. So you're going to just pull it and then press down. So see how that is creating the ruffle? And don't be shy. I mean, the ribbon, there will always be more ribbon. All right, I like this. All right, now when you get to the end, then just let it go. All right, so I like it. Now for me, my ruffles always tend to point to the left. I'm sure you could like force them to go over to the right. Let's smash that down. Yeah, that'll go. Okay, so flatten that. Again, this faux linen ribbon is really nice to work with. Okay, sweet. And then we can just pop up our boat here and add a little greeting. Okay, so that was not planned, and I really like it. Because that's kind of like waves. All right, and then we need, let's use these little halfsies that I cut off for the bottom. I like that. Now this one I want just a small greeting, like right on the side. So I think I might grab my Simply Said. Yeah, I guess I could do ahoy. That's small enough. That's what I was thinking anyway, was that size. All right, I'll do that. And I had some scrap pieces of white here. Yeah, I wonder what we're eating. It has bacon. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's put that. So it's kind of like, I don't want to be right over top. There, let's do that. Okay. Oh, I like that. And then we'll just stamp ahoy. And again, I'll use Secret C because why not? And this I'm definitely going to just hand cut and pop up. And, you know, I'm going to rip the sides too, just because. All right, let's get this. And I'm just trimming it as close as I dare. Oh yeah, super cute. Actually, I don't need to pop that one up because the boat is popped up. So let's just put that right there. I like it. But we do need some gems. Do I have anything that is yellow? Okay, so these are Darling Duckling as well. I have a feeling cloud cover would be too much cloud cover. And the yellow is not quite. So, all right, we're going to use more Secret C. All right, 1, 2, let's put one right there. 3. And we'll do big one. So these have 3 sizes. So we'll do big one, little one, and then medium right here. Oh, nice. Okay. Now, breakfast for dinner. Maybe. Although he told me something with chicken earlier because we had chicken in the fridge. All right, now with an easel card, you know we need a stopper piece, right? And I usually like to put it like in the a third of the way up or 2/3 of the way down. I like it to hang about there. So you just need some scrap paper, which, you know what, we're going to use Secret C because I have it. That's a scrap. And so let's go 4 1/4. Let's do the whole width, which is that what this is? Almost. All right, 4 1/4. And we're going to stack. Let's do, I got to make sure this is cut straight. So this is at, actually, let's just cut this at 6. And I want to do 1/2 inch pieces. So we'll do, let's do 4. No, we'll do 2 and dimensionals because we want it to, you do need it tall enough. And just 2 layers of cardstock I know is not going to do it because I've tried that before and it wasn't quite enough. All right, now if you wanted to do this, layer it with some white and do some stamping, you could do that. All I'm doing is layering these together. And then we're going to do our dimensionals. Ooh, I just realized. Okay, nope, there's no, well, this stamp wouldn't really fit. But you could do something on the other side of this to make it look like water or waves. Itty bitty backgrounds, maybe? Like that old favorite. Okay, but for now, I just need it to be a stopper. All right, let's get those all off. And like I said, I want it to be about here. Oops. Sticky, sticky. Okay, nice. So whatever you put down here, people are going to be able to see, okay? But when it sits up, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Here's a side view of it to show like what it looks like. I love it. So you could even stamp like some of the water down here. But again, you know, write something. I love it. So that is our Everyday Arches easel card. Cute. I just like playing with it. Adorable. Okay, get a hold of it, Toni. All right, that was number 2. So next I wanted to use, I'm still caught up in the Secret Sea. I know it's like, I like it a lot more than I expected. So we're doing Secret Sea base, 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4.25. And this one's gonna go this way. Then I've got white for the inside, 4 by 5.25. I think somebody turned the air down too because I am getting the sweats. We have a fight between 70 and 72. I think 70 is, I'm being pretty generous. 72 is just too much. I don't like to sweat. All right, cloud cover. This is also 4 by 5.25. Then I took 2 pieces of the In Color Designer Series paper, and this is in, what is Penny making you snort for? Hot dogs, Monday you have hot dogs, Tuesday when you have wiener water soup. Penny, I think that's a Minnesota thing, isn't it? Because I swear to God, my friend Virginia, I used to go there like every November, and she would always talk about having the hot dog water soup when they were growing up. Is that a Minnesota thing, like a hot dish? Hot dog water soup. I don't know. That's funny. Um, okay, but anyway, I took 2 pieces of the designer paper and I want like these sides. So these were 1 7/8 by 5 each. And then I cut them in half at 2.5. So I just want to mix and match these, like put them here and here. So you want to dry fit these first just to see kind of like your border where you're gonna stick your first one. And like this, I can go a little bit further up. And if I have to trim it to fix something later, I can do that. All right, so I'm gonna start down here. I kind of got the area. And if you wanted to do the flowers, do the flowers. It just doesn't really go with the boats for me. All right, so I'm gonna start with that. And then I'm just going to work my way around adding these little bits. So this would be good. You wouldn't have to cut a brand new piece of paper. And actually, you can overlap these in the middle some. I just want to have a consistent border around. But if you had scraps, this would be perfect also. Penny, you told your dad when your kids were small and you bring in groceries. Weenie water soup. That's just funny. All right. I can tell I'm going to have to trim this at the top a tiny little bit. So that just means I started a little too low. But this is doable. Okay. Close enough because I'm going to put my sailboat like right in the middle. So you see what I mean? Like this is just a tiny bit too tall up there. Too much border. We must get rid of that. And I'm just going to eyeball it and hope I didn't trim too much. Nope, that looks good. Okay. So think about like all the black and white paper packs that we've had. Something like this would be nice in black and white too. All right, so I'm just going to glue this down. And yeah, if you don't have a boat at all, like any image, we're just going to put right there, which seems kind of weird, but all right, let's try this again. Secret Sea. Maybe I had to do the cloud cover this time. Let's give it a whirl. I may not like it. Especially because these linen pads, they ink up a little differently. All right, let me go further up. Okay, I like that. This one's going to be a little bit more plain, I'm guessing. I will add the brown. I'm just gonna grab two. Oh, now I got 300 and 200. Okay. 300 and 200. So we'll do dark. And then hopefully this is lighter, or it's a different shade entirely. Whatever, it's all good. Okay, so there's that. You know what I want to do on this one is shimmer. So I'm going to do this Wink of Stella all over these sails. Be generous, sparkly. But pretty simple card, right? Just cut some squares. Actually, I can put this off to the side. It really bothers me just putting it right there in the middle. Ugh. I like it over here a little bit. Yeah, you know what? We're going to pop this up and we're going to do a greeting, and I'm going to use a couple of circle punches just because I want another shape in there. All right, and I got to trim this off. Get that little piece. Use all the edges of your dimensionals. Okay. All right, let's put that there. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, so circle punches. I have 1 3/4. And then we'll do, let's see, probably a 2-inch. Okay, so 2-inch I will punch out of Secret C because I have that. And look, so my clasp broke off my punch a couple years ago. So now it just sits up like this, like it doesn't shut, but that's fine. It still works. All right, and then we'll take this scrap and we'll do our greeting. This is one where I think I want Simply Said. Where is that? And I think birthday wishes might fit on this. Let's see. It will barely fit. Okay. It'll fit good enough, tell you that. All right. So sometimes you can do that, and you know, if you end up cutting like a smidge of the B or the Y, like just leave enough where people still get the idea. But don't worry, like thinking that you have to have a perfect border around all the letters. Okay. So here, all right, it barely fits. So see that? That's good. But it would not have made me cry if like this little part of the Y had to get cut off. Like sometimes gotta make it work. Okay. So let's wipe this down and glue this to our circle. Oh, nice. And then I can, you know what? I really put a lot of dimensionals in there. All right, because I kind of want to tuck this under. So let's do this. Glue. And tuck a little bit. Yes, I like that. All right, let's get rid of these boogies. Glue boogers. And then we'll do some of the cloud cover gems this time. I feel like I'm using those the most. I'm saving the strawberry slush because they're really pretty, and the orange ones, but I do need to use them. All right, let's do this. Again, we'll do a big one right there, and then a little one, and then the medium. I like it. I could use more. Nice. Okay, so that's that. So yeah, the point here with the design is your 4 panels and then you add whatever you want, but I like it. Penny, your phone just died. You plugged it in. Yeah, I had to plug in my iPad when I started because it was only like 43%, which is weird. I don't usually let it go that far. Thanks, Peggy. Yeah, I love it. Okay, last one is I want to use the embossing folder. And I'm going to put my glue up for a minute because I've got to drag up my Big Shot. I don't usually like doing this, but it's a must for this one. Okay, so with we're going to use our brayer, and this one's going to be black and white. And I did some test runs with just the ink pad, and they did not turn out like I expected. It was a happy surprise, but we're going to see how this goes. So we're going to use basic black, 5.5 by 8.5. Score that at 4 1/4. Then we've got 2 pieces of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. And now I do need to put this in here. I need my glue again. So 1 for the inside and 1 we're going to use to layer on the outside. So what made me think of this is all these beautiful sunflower embossing cards. Some of them like inked up the folder directly and then run it through your Big Shot. So that's what I'm going to do. You sometimes can do it direct with the ink pad, and I am going to use my Memento. That's what I tried, and it didn't work out as I expected. So what I'm going to do is brayer it. So we want the flat side. So whatever, that's what I have to pick. I think it's this side. Yep. So this side, the designs are indented. So what I want to do is actually, you know what? Let's just do it. I had drug it before, just like this. Yeah, actually, this is what I wanted because I wanted some of the ink pad marks. All right, so I am just dragging this. You could use your embossing folder. I mean, not embossing. You could use your brayer if you want, but you're not going to get like these marks here, and I really wanted that. So ink that up. And then we're going to put our paper, and this is cut down a smidge smaller. So the other ones were 4 by 5 1/4. I think this is 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm just gonna get I want that part of the image and hope I got it straight. And then we're gonna run this through the embossing folder. Oh, I made the Big Shot. All right, so for my 3D, I still have the old plates and stuff for my Big Shot. So I have this one that came from Stampin' Up. Let me just show you that. Big Shot platform Stampin' Up. And this is for embossing folders. And then I'm going to put it in like this. And then I'm adding the 3D plate that I have. And mine again is the old one. The new one is gray, but it works the same if you have a Big Shot. All right, so let's get that through. Oh, and my shoulder doesn't like that. All right, let's do this. And when I pull this out, I'll just run this whole thing under the faucet, like to clean it. So let's open that. Oh yeah, I like it. So it pushed those areas down with the ink. So this is like the deboss side, I'm pretty sure, because the images that are raised up are still white. So, and I didn't get as much of the parts here that I wanted, but you get the idea. So we're going to take this and glue it to, actually, and this was like the first one. Somehow I got a little bit more ink, so kind of same. And then this was the other side with the leftover. Oh wait, that one. So I might do something else with that. But anyway, we're going to glue this onto the white. So we should have a small border. So again, this white is 4 by 5 1/4. And it looks like I'm gonna have to measure this one real quick because that doesn't look like 3 3/4. Oh, I only cut 1/8 of an inch off. Okay, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I almost lied to you. I think I said 3 3/4 by 5 because that's, I usually will see Gail or Sue use those. Okay, so let's get that on there. And then we're just gonna, oh, I like that. And then we're just gonna add a greeting. But you know what? Let's use some black ribbon. Because why not? Use whatever ribbon you have. I have some of this gingham still left, and I like it. So yeah, I'm just gonna tie this around here, and then we'll add a little greeting. All right, so I'm just gonna tie it around the whole thing. Now, if you didn't like black and white, do like blue and white. Whatever you want. But just pick it like monotone, like only one color. All right, now this is covering up part of the boat, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, yikes. There we go. I like it. All right, now we'll trim, and then glue this on. And then I've got another piece of white scrap around here somewhere, because we got to stamp a greeting. Oh, yes, I like that. Okay. I do like that for some reason. I know it's plain, but I'm a fan. All right, so white scrap, where did you go? And here, let me get a wonky piece. Ugh, let's use this one. And I really want birthday or something. Okay, so let's go back to Simply Said, and we'll do that birthday, like the long one. Ooh, and now I can finally show you later is this gonna fit? No. The couple of stamps that I got out of the new catalogs. You know what? I'm just gonna use this block. I only got a few, and I was surprised that I liked the holiday ones as much as I did. All right, let's just put that right there. Okay. Got that straight enough. I could drag my trimmer up, but I'm okay with just, yeah, I'm gonna rip it. I was gonna cut it for a minute. I'm like, nah. Nope. Okay, I like that. And I want it to go like just under the ribbon, so I still get to see some of the plaid ribbon. Okay, let's do some dimensionals. Ooh, look at that. This little spot right here will do perfect. Yeah. Okay. Let me drag that a little closer to my head. Okay, I love it. Now I did have a couple of black gems left from, ooh, look at that. Perfect. So this is the last of my sparkle gems. These are on the last chance list. They are clear, black, and I think they call that champagne. So let's do 1, 2. We're gonna use all 3 of these. Let's do the one like right here. And I am using all of these up. Oh, I like that. Okay. So yeah, I like that better than expected. All right, let me just put a couple things away. So we'll bring the cards back. That was the last card. And then I want to show you stuff that I got in the mail. Okay, so let me move this, move that. So this was our black and white. This is, excuse me. I had to have a drink of water. All right, so then there's our 4-panel. Then we've got our easel card, and then the first one with just the die cuts. So, oh, so much blue. I don't know. But I like how they ended up. So I really like this one. I really like using that everyday arches. So think about, I know Sue was making something with these, and before I bought them, I thought this shape would be a perfect jukebox. Like somebody needs to make that. So I don't know if I'm up for it, but I mean, I might could try, but I thought that would be cute. So, so there's that. So let me show you just a couple. I've gotten a couple cards because people are already sending birthday cards, which I appreciate. I love them. And some sympathy cards. So I got this really pretty one from Sean. She knows me. I love, fall and the colors, all the leaves. Love it. And then Sue, I just got this one in the mail from Sue. I thought it's funny that they both use the same embossing folder, which I love. This is that, um, I want to say it's not Time Worn Type. I can't remember the name of it now. But anyway, I love it. So thank you, girls. Then I got Sharon is early on her birthday cards. She's always ahead of the game, and I'm always behind. But this is one with the sunflower embossing folder, where she embossed it, and then I'm pretty sure like ran her ink pad over it. So I love that. And then she ran the flap of her envelope through. So Gail, your video is frozen. Yikes. And then my friend Leslie sent me this. I love that with the purple flowers and the postage. Love it. Purple dots. Love it. Thank you. And then Cindy sent me these cute coin envelopes. So she's like, I thought you could do something like, some kind of little something with them. So aren't these, so 3.5 by 6.5? This is perfect for slimline cards. And the fact that they're like, craft, like that's really cool. She told me about them. They're from the dollar store, the $1.25 tree now, whatever. Um, but yeah, definitely some kind of cute little something can be made with these. And then the little coin envelopes. I see these used a lot in journals as like little pockets and little tuck spots. So I love that. Thank you, Cindy. And then you just fold them over. Cute. You know what? I'm pretty sure a gift card will fit in these. Let's get one of my gift cards. Oh, yeah. Okay. So gift card is like, holds it perfectly. So you could even like cut this off and punch like a half circle for, so you could get in there and pull it out and like have that somewhere. So as your little gift card holder. That's neat. Okay. Good size. So thanks, Cindy. I love it. Now I definitely have to come up with something to use these, but I really appreciate that. And these, love, 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 love. I can already think like you can fold these in half and make a little book. I made something similar with business size envelopes. Okay. The wheels are turning. And with this, I can see it's perfect for Christmas, especially some of those papers. So, oh yeah, I want to show you a couple. So the only stamp sets that I got from the new catalog. So seasonal tags. This is, Lisa, when's my birthday? Yeah, it's next Thursday, 9/11. Crazy. It was a good day up until that year. But anyway, So seasonal tags, when I saw this in the mini catalog, I didn't realize the size. Like, it's hard to judge the size now. But I am very happy with these because my thing was you can use this with birthday, like happy, and then pick birthday from another set. Um, and obviously mix and match them. Here's another happy. So I like these. And then these are just like the right size where you can still use them on cards or other things, other than tags. Then the ornamental Christmas. I love this. And I like the whole, this goes with the black and gold paper. So, and these are the cling ones. So these are going away. These, after November, there will be no more cling stamps made. So they said anything cling from the September through December catalog is going to go on the last chance list in December. And then that'll be the end of them. And then the gathering moments, like they always get me with the leaves. So that's that. Those are the three that I got to work with. And I always break down and buy other ones, but this was like my first batch. So, um, thanks again for hanging out, you guys. And so next weekend, I'm calling it foiled again because I wanted to do some things with the foil paper. We've got new foil paper in, I think it's in the mini catalog versus the online exclusives. I can't remember now, but it's like brown. Yeah, it's called Earth and Tone and it's brown. So we have that. Oh, Peggy, I still like the red rubber too. Like, it's just, it stamps different than the photopolymer. Um, but we've got the brown, the earth and toned, and then we've got gold and silver. So I'm going to do a couple different things. I will tell you with the silver foil, I like that for faux tarnished foil. So we're definitely going to do a card with that. I'll bring that. I know I did it a couple years ago, but it's worth bringing it back. And then I want to show you a couple other things that you can do with the foil. I mean, really, it's just like you can cut it up, emboss it, do different things, but it's not really stampable unless you're using stays on, which poo-poo on that. I'm not a fan of the stays on anymore, other than running it across the top of an embossed piece of foil paper, because it'll dry like any other ink won't dry. So anyway, I'm gonna go eat. I smell that bacon. I'm gonna go eat dinner now. So thanks, you guys, and I will catch you next week. All right, bye.